Story Chat with John Fornoff, the art and passion of storytelling. Here's your host, Brian Bullabush.
And hello. Why am I, first of all, Brian's not here. I apologize. He's always editing, which I really appreciate, Brian, but he's not hosting today because we are like in two different places. So why am I here? What's in this house? What's going on? All right, this is Story Chat. I'm John, as you know, and this is a beautiful house on Screven Street in South Georgia, Quitman, Georgia, to be exact. And this is the site of Cinevantage Studios. It looks backwards in my laptop, but I'm sure it's okay in yours. Maybe it is backwards, I don't know. And PhilanthroFilms is part of Film South Georgia. And they're starting a new studio, a movie studio here. And I got to write a film. It's a short film that they are producing. And this is part of a, I guess you'd call it a proof of concept of what we can do here in South Georgia. So it's really cool. And they're part of they're launching a film studio, launching an academy, and to teach students and intern them with some of the best in the industry. And it's pretty amazing what they're doing here. So this house is the headquarters, and it's also our film set, the film set where we're going to film, where we have been filming all this week. This story I wrote called the Buick Special. And Rich Delmas helped me out with this as well. He was a very, very big help in helping me with this. But it's a wonderful story about this kid who was assigned, he's in English class, and he's given this assignment to go to the old folks home and find an old person there and interview them, get their story, bring it back and write the story and present it to class. He doesn't want to do it. It's the last thing he wants to do. He's not a writer. He gets there and he runs into this grumpy old guy, and the guy does not want to be interviewed. So they're both at a standstill. However, the guy has something he needs from Jake, and he's got this old car locked away in a barn. It's a 52 Buick Special, and it needs to be started now and then. And so he uses Jake to get his car started, so it'll be okay. Don't drive it though, he says. And then Jake needs him to get his stories and get his assignment, right? So they use each other, but they find a connection in this car, and something special happens when you get in this car. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but something really cool happens when you step inside this car. So anyway, this is the scene of the retirement home, an upscale retirement home. I'll take you inside. We're calling this With John in the Movie Set. I don't know what we'll call this one. We'll kind of title them as we go along. Anyway, so I'm in Quitman, Georgia again, and we'll just go inside and see what we can find out here. We've got people arriving to set. Here is Luke. Luke, what's your official title here, Luke?
I'm the mixer of the audio.
And you also are the boom operator. You handle the boom pole. Yes. He does that with that fuzzy thing. What do you call that fuzzy thing on the end?
They call it a dead cat.
The dead cat. He handles dead cats. He's really good at it. Luke, good to have you here, man. All right, cool. I'm doing a podcast. Forgot to tell you that part. So this is a beautiful house, as you can see, and I'm going to take you right on set, so we can bring up these beautiful stairs. Here's the beautiful stairs. Okay. And I'm using my laptop to film this, which is kind of a little crazy. But here, I'm going to take you on the film side. Hey, here's Lawton. Lawton, what do you do here, Lawton?
I am the gaffer on set.
Awesome. He's a Uncle Red.
I handle the lighting and stuff like that.
How are you enjoying it so far?
Enjoying it pretty good.
Cool.
Liking it.
What's your favorite part so far?
I don't know. As hot as it was, I think the barn scene was pretty good, just because there was so much working with it and all the getting around the car and going around them old tractors and having to battle the heat was part of it in itself. So
that was fun. And watching the car come out of the garage too was just some magic moment. Yeah, it's a beautiful car. And Lawton also, he brought a 54 Bel Air to the set yesterday.
Yes, sir.
So he can actually drive these old cars. So it's great to have you here, man. Yeah,
appreciate it.
Great job. All right, thanks, man. All right. So here we are. Here's our director. Excuse me. That's Levi. Ooh, that's a silhouette, like a Raiders of the Lost Ark thing going on here. Anyway, that's Levi. And he's talking with Garrett Randolph. He's our director of photography. Our set is, this is the retirement home. This is the room where Mr. G is.
Hello.
Hey, there's Levi.
Hi.
Say hi real quick. We're on a podcast. Sorry.
Oh, we're on a podcast. Hi, how are you?
All right. This is Levi, our director, and we've been working together. We'll get together like later on and more in detail.
Okay.
But any real quick thoughts about the story or the shooting or whatever?
Oh my gosh. Well, John wrote us this absolutely incredible story. And I mean,
I paid him to say that.
He did not. He did not. It blew my mind when I finally got to read it. It was exactly what we were looking for. It hit all the notes we needed, and it's been so much fun. It's been a challenge getting everything done and ready in the time that we've done it, but it's been an absolute blast every step of the way. It's been like nothing I've ever done. So this is great. It's
a blast working with him. We'll talk more about that, how writers and directors work together. And it's been a joy. It really has.
It's been a collaboration unlike no other.
Yeah, it's cool. Real quick, can I interview our DP very quick? I'll make it quick. Okay, here we go. We're on a timeline, but we'll keep it in there. Okay, this is our DP, and this is Garrett Randolph.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
All right, we're good to have you here. What have you enjoyed most about working on this?
Well, being creative. I love being creative, but also just seeing the legitimacy of seeing like the students that are involved and like the different people that don't get to do this very often. They're literally getting to see it firsthand, and it's just like seeing the magic in their eye and everything. It's cool to like, because it reinvigorates us that kind of do it a little more often. And honestly, just I'm in love with the story and in love with putting the image of the story and just creating it. And honestly, already I'm already seeing the full story, and I'm seeing the final project. So I'm just like, I'm excited, but I'm also just, we got to keep at it. We got to keep filming.
Speaking of which, I need to like let him do his job. Thank you. You got some beautiful shots.
Appreciate
you and Levi collaborate so well together, and just the shots you're getting are just gorgeous.
Well, we're good friends first. That helps. So
that's the basis right there.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I'll let you get back to it. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. And this is Miss Lisa. Miss Lisa, I call her the Swiss Army wife of her husband. That's right. She's Lawton and Luke's mom. And she's one that you put all the set together and all that, and just what's a fun part of it for you, putting the set together and set dressing, and she handles
the challenge of finding things. It's nice.
What's a find that something that was really cool that we found?
See. Oh, many finds. Making the bassinet was fun.
Oh,
yeah.
The bassinet.
I
haven't seen that yet. Now, how did you do that? How'd you find it?
2 laundry baskets.
And you put them together and make them.
And an old dining room tablecloth.
That's so cool. That's so cool. She does stuff. She pulls all these elements together and makes like beautiful things out of them, and just like she just creates things and makes sets happen. And she helped us with an entire set of yesterday. We filmed on the street with 2 old cars, and she helped put the signs up and gets people involved. She just like handles all the details, and you've been wonderful. Thank you, Lisa. All right. Thanks so much. And I'm going to sneak in here. Let's see if he's available here. Steve, may I talk to you for a moment? Sure. I'm doing a podcast here. Do you mean to jump on? Okay. This is Steve McCurdy. Steve is playing the part of Mr. G. He's the grumpy old man. Now, in real life, he is a grumpy old man. No, he's a great. No, in real life, he's a great guy. And what have you enjoyed about working on this, about the character, or just working on set? Just tell us what's been like being on the set.
Well, it's always better to work with a really great story, and we've got a story that's got all the elements because of the structure that you use. All those elements are there. For me, watching this experienced crew take on these students and then hand things off to them and allow them to take control for a moment in a scene, and to hold the light, do the thing, hold the mic, whatever it is, and to watch that knowledge go into that generation with the protection, and then watch the story unfold moment at a time through the acting and then retakes and then what we fix and how tiny some of the fixes are. That's just been very heartwarming to me.
No, you're also, thank you. You're also teaching. You've been teaching these students. So what it's been like like, what are you seeing going on inside these students? Because you've been here teaching them, showing them about film, that kind of thing.
Well, you know, the interesting thing about teenagers is that, you know, they're embarrassed to be alive.
Yeah.
And so, so watching them go from silent watching to the light going on to them then going, hey, what about this? You know, once that protection falls away and they show up, all of us get to work together as ourselves, and you're never any better than your best self. And so that's been a real thrill for me. We went through the nuts and bolts of set etiquette and various kinds of things in the first week, and you were working on them with story.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were kind of, and then we put cameras in their hands and said, now go do some of that. Mm-hmm. And they did. And when they did, and then they started arguing with it. No, we got to do it this way. We got to do it that way. And so ownership and watching that story ownership come to life.
That's awesome. You sounds like you're enjoying it.
I got a preacher friend who says about doing the things that you love, you know, if this don't light your fire, your wood is wet.
That's good. Well, Steve, thanks, man. I'll let you get back to your
pleasure.
makeup. Okay.
So tell me who,
this is, I can tell what I'm doing. I just kind of like sprung this on Steve, but we didn't rehearse it. We kind of do the shoot from the hip. This is called a Story Chat with John Fornoff, which happens to be me. And Brian Bullabush is my producer, and we just put together this we talk about story, the art and passion of story. So we've never been on a film. This is the first time on a film set, so this is kind of fun.
Well, this is story.
It's on the Story Chat
being built.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is the in the kitchen behind the scenes kind of elements of, and then you take the very best parts of that and keep them, and then that story fits together in a puzzle. And if you miss any of that, then there's holes in the puzzle, and or it just doesn't ring true, or it's, well, that was interesting, but what's for lunch? And so the thing that I love about really good storytelling is that it resonates. It does not have a time. It doesn't have an expiration date, and it touches that part of that other human being that is universal. And
the connection, so, yeah. There's something about that.
Right. The truth resonates no matter where it is.
Oh, yes. That sounds familiar. That's good. Steve, thank you, man.
Appreciate man, my pleasure.
I enjoyed it. All right, thank you.
And it's great.
Yes.
It's great working with this guy, no matter what you actually think. You know.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, you're right about some of it.
Thanks, Steve.
You bet.
All right. So I'm waiting for Marcus is coming here. He plays young Jake, and he's the one that has the assignment there. And coming up the stairs, we have in the background we have Zach and we have Dave. Zach is our sound guy. Real quick, guys, what's it been like working on this? This is a Story Chat podcast that I do. So what's it been like working on the set? I mean, besides yesterday, I mean, it was exhausting. Well, we got some great shots.
We did get some great shots.
I mean, it was like just, you know, what's it been like for you guys?
It's been a very interesting experience. I've worked with Levi before, but this is a bigger production than I've ever done. So being able to head this up and having to manage so many people, it's a little stressful, but I like it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and compared to last year with the film camp, we have a lot more locations, a lot more creativity that needs to go into this. So sound design has been pretty challenging, but also very rewarding.
Yeah, you're getting some cool sounds.
Oh, we're getting a lot of cool sounds.
Yeah,
and that Buick horn's really going to be a highlight.
Oh, it's going to be a highlight.
So what is
the Buick horn?
We honked the horn yesterday. It was like it sounded like a train. Like, I mean, it was like, oh, and it like echoed all through the city. You know, it's like, man, they had horns back then. You know?
They don't make things like they used to.
All right. Well, great to be working with you. Dave taught me how to say all that things. He does it like he memorizes it in the head. Go ahead and do it. Like you're gonna.
It's a whole thing that our director wanted me to do. You have to say pictures up, phones down. You have to get everybody settled. You say quiet on set, stand by, and then you call for your audio. They reply. Same thing for video, and then you mark the scene with their slate, and then the director calls action.
Yep, that's right. And I was trying to do it, but he does a lot more than that. He wrangles people, gets them to set, makes sure we're staying on time, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, appreciate you guys. All right. So this is South Georgia Film Studios. I'm going to watch my steps so I don't fall down the steps, which would be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? Anyway, we're this South Georgia Film Studios and Cinevantage, all that kind of stuff. Honeycorn Gold is the founder, and working with Kathy Parker as a founder too. And they're starting this dream. They have this dream of launching these studios, South Georgia Film Studios. And it's exciting. It's exciting to see it happen. And they asked me to write this story. So it's been a lot of fun. Just been a lot of fun. So I'm hoping I can see Marcus here. I don't see him here yet, but anyway, if we get a chance, we'll get to visit with him. But that's where I am, and this is on set. I'll try to get an interesting background. There's a piano. I get to play on that, which is a lot of fun. So as you can see, it's a beautiful house, and they restored this thing. It was like all kinds of boxes in here, and it's kind of a metaphor for what they've been doing here. They're taking Quitman was a bustling town, and then they just a lot of things happening here. Then the interstate came in, and all the traffic went away, and so they're rebuilding and restoring and refurbishing here, and it's exciting to see just people get excited around here about launching these film studios. We're south of Atlanta, about I think it's 3 hours, something like that. So Atlanta has a lot of things going. I didn't know this. Georgia has is the #1 film producing state in the country. They produce more films here than anywhere else. I didn't know that. So Atlanta's really hot for that. But there's nothing going on here in South Georgia, North Florida. Not much. There's been some films coming. There have been some films coming. So they're trying to launch something for this area, for this region. So they've got just down the street here, about, I don't know, a mile, something like that. They have this old, this grocery warehouse, like thousands of square feet. They're going to launch the sound studios there. The sound stages. And I forgot, see if I got, they had the blueprint here. I don't see it now. But anyway, it's pretty amazing, the vision for this place. So guess what? I'm excited. It's so fun being here. I wish Marcus was here. He plays Jake. I'd love you to meet him. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. This is being a writer on set. And by the way, I got to tell you something. Usually writers are not allowed on set. Okay, there's a reason for that. Sometimes, hey Ashley. Sometimes I'm trying to get interesting background, so you're not just looking at my face. So anyway, I'll just settle down here. Usually, a lot of times, if you get really, really attached to your stuff as a writer and you don't let go, it's sort of like your baby. And so I had to turn this over to Levi. He was our director. Levi's, less than half my age. Okay, so you're thinking, wow, but he is so good. I can't think of a better director to turn this over to. Why is that? He took the script, he fell in love with the story, and he pulled out metaphors and stuff. For instance, there's a scene, it's in there, but it's like a scene where Jake unlocks the brakes off the wheelchair on Mr. G's wheelchair. He unlocks the brakes. And Levi's saying, well, that's a moment. It's like, well, yeah, it's a moment. No, it's a metaphor. He's taking the brakes off of Mr. G's life. He's setting him free. And that's what he does with the car. He rescues this car out of the barn, and he rescues Mr. G out of the retirement home. And so we're collaborating, and we start talking like, what if we did this? And Levi's, what if we did this? And Levi has the sense of collaboration. So he doesn't see the writer as an enemy. And I don't see him as you're stealing my baby, as a baby stealer. We both respect each other's lane. What's interesting is I just came off of 2 days directing. So I worked on a show called The Hard Side of Miracles. It's a proof of concept short film. And we filmed on the Templin Highway, which is where Fast and Furious was filmed. And so I was out there 2 days, and Kimberly Solomon wrote the script. Steve Stiles, it's his story, true story. It's an amazing story. But anyway, being on the set there as a director trained me, because right on Monday, so I was shooting Friday and Saturday, and then Monday I'm in South Georgia filming this, working on this. Or actually I started teaching for a week and then started filming. And so what's cool is I learned what a director really needs after working on set. And so I'm able to serve Levi in his job. So as we're respecting each other, you get that sense of collaboration. If you get the sense of it's mine and this is mine and you can't have anything to do with it, and if either one of you has that attitude, you can still come up with a good product. But the best kind of product is when you have a sense of respect for each other and respect each other's lanes. And that's the true heart of collaboration, is respect and honoring each other in the creative process. And so I honor Levi because he deserves it. He is such a great director. He's cool under pressure. He welcomes collaboration. This won't always happen when you're writing a film. Sometimes a director is very silo oriented. I guess, I don't know what the term is. I just made that up. Anyway, he's like, this is me. I'm, I don't want to, I know what I'm doing, get out of my way kind of thing. And you have to know what you're doing as your director. Yes. But some directors are like that. They just like, hey, I don't want any input. That's it. And especially don't want the writer on set. Here's another problem. If you're a writer on set, you don't want to be a prima donna. That's why some writers are not welcome on set, because they'll talk to the director and say, oh, I wouldn't do that. No, that's wrong. It's totally wrong. You don't disrespect the director. All right. And also sometimes you got to just let go, and some writers don't handle that. And so it creates problems on set. So how do I do that? If I see Levi doing something that I disagree with or whatever, first of all, you kind of just let it go for a lot of things. But if it's a major thing, I'll just say, Levi, you just a thought. Again, I've got an attitude of submitting an idea for him to consider, and he might reject it, or he might accept it. But if it's really crucial, I'll just say, did you want to do this? Or Levi, just a thought to think about. Here's an idea, and I'll submit this idea. And sometimes he'll take them, sometimes he won't. And I respect that. And that's part of that letting go process when you're writing. So anyway, that's a little life lesson there. I'm learning, because I'm actually it's the first time as a writer. I've been on set before, which I love being on set. It's such a blast. There's such an energy about it, and all the pieces coming together. But as a writer on set, this is my first time being a writer on set. And what I'm learning, I'm passing on to you, is that sense of, if there's something really crucial, you quietly talk to your director ahead of time to say, is it okay? Is it all right? Do I have your permission to give some input? If I, and I submit it to you. So if you like it, great. If you don't, I'm fine. If you have that attitude, that's going to help you get on set. All right. And sometimes there's like different angles or whatever, or maybe that actor didn't quite hit that mark that I would have liked. I was like going a different direction. There's certain things you just let go, and you let the director move forward, fly with his vision, and you support that. Again, if there's something crucial, it's like it's going to hurt later on, that's when you mention it. But certain little minor things you give up. What's the hill you're going to die on? And there's no dying, and there's no hills. There's just a collaboration here. And you got to see just a little snatch in Levi when we have him come back. But we'll talk about that process of writers and directors. How do you work together? How do you collaborate? And we're going to talk about the magic that happens when you have a true sense of respecting each other and working together. So that's our show for today. Again, I'm going to check real quick and see if Marcus is here before we go, because he plays Jake and has been doing an amazing job. And so come back here. We're in craft services here. That's really the heart. Right? There he is. Oh, he's here. This is a podcast. Would you like to be on it?
Yeah,
it's called podcast. It's called Story Chat with John Fornoff. That's me.
Awesome.
And so you have a quick minute?
Yeah.
Okay, come on. Let's. Oh, I found him. He's right here. He's on my shirt. It's Jake. Okay, it's Marcus. All right. So Marcus, let's let me think here. Let's sit here. It'll be kind of interesting background. Okay, cool. This is an amazing house, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
So this is Marcus McGee. Did I pronounce it right?
McGee.
Yeah, I practice. And Marcus plays the part of Jake. And tell what's your connection with the story first, and with the part of Jake? What's your connection? Tell me what you got out of that. What part of it is it like you or not like you, or just anything you want to say about the part of Jake?
Yeah, honestly, I find that a lot of Jake reminds me of my younger self. The feeling of sort of being alone I think, because when I was in high school, I also sort of fell into that pattern a little bit because it was hard for me to figure out like where my community was and who I had common interests with. So just like Jake sort of wanders along, feels out of place in school, but then grows to, you know, develop that attachment to Mr. G towards the end. I find that my story is a little bit like that too, of like finally being able to find my person.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What have you enjoyed most about the story itself? And just what grabbed you about Jake's journey or the story that grabbed you here?
Honestly, what I love the most about it is seeing how Jake's connection with his father was sort of translates to like a father figure almost in Mr. G. I feel like that's one of my favorite elements of the entire story because it kind of brings it full circle, you know? Because I can only imagine how hard it is to lose your father at that young of an age. And then to sort of find an older gentleman who you can use as like a role model. That's what really moved me about it. It shows like how people can connect despite all these different barriers between them.
That's good. That's good. What's been your favorite moment on set? Just a fun moment or something that's really grabbed you being on set?
I think I love all of the moments in the car. All of the moments that I get to be in that car are amazing.
It's a 52 Buick Special.
Yeah.
We got it from Mr. Cunningham, Larry Cunningham. This is a car that's been in his family since before he was born.
Absolutely.
And in fact, it's got a little hook in the engine where he says, "That's where my dad put my baby bottle to heat it up by the manifold." It's like, it's really cool. So like, being in the car, which it's magic. There's something about it, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's so cool. And honestly, when I'm in there, I don't even have to act like to be like surprised and engaged and everything because it's such a beautiful car.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's cool. That's cool. Now, can I talk about the driving? Is that okay? Okay. So what's very interesting about this, we had no idea when we cast Marcus here for Jake, is that you know, a lot of he takes the car out for a joyride, right? Which is kind of fun. Yeah. Now, here's a little tidbit: is Jake doesn't drive. So he's in a 52 Buick Special, and he's got to drive. How do we do that?
Right.
So what was that like for you? Like we put it in neutral. Had some people like Mr. Lawton here, like pushing the car, right?
Yeah, we had some amazing groups helping me out with that. So that was very, very helpful. It was a little bit scary at first, you know, because I didn't want to like be unsafe or I didn't want to like stop it at the wrong spot. But then I sort of just had to like let it go and believe for myself that no, this is me. I am doing all of this because I don't want it to read on camera like, oh, it's people doing it for me, you know. But it definitely made it very interesting.
Oh, you owned it when you came out of the barn. Yeah. It's like you're just driving like, you know, like this.
Right.
And what's funny is, I hope I can put this in here, splice it in here. But there's a shot where you're seeing the barn and the cars coming, the beautiful green cars coming out. It's like, it's a beautiful moment. It comes out and you see the portholes on the side. It's got like 3 portal Buicks did that, and it's got these, you know, all the gleaming chrome. And there's Marcus is driving like this, you know, just like he's just really enjoying it, right? And he goes out, and then it passes, and then you see 3 grips pushing, you know, he's just driving, you know.
They're working hard. They're working hard for sure. But it's great.
So you've been enjoying it. Yeah,
absolutely.
I just got to say, when Levi and I were looking over auditions, and we saw your audition, and we work with you on Zoom. Yeah. You were so expressive, and Levi picked up on that. It's just been a joy working with you. Just you're getting into it, and you're delivering exactly what we need, the heartbeat of it. So thank you. It's an honor working with you. Thank you. Hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, it's been great.
Awesome. Blessings, man. Okay, we'll see. I'll let you get back to it. I know you. Okay. Give me to surprise you. Okay. Thanks. All right. Well, that's it for Story Chat. And there's a little feel for what it's like to be on set as a writer. And it's a joy. I'm having so much fun. And I got to work with students. I get to work on this film. I get to work with creative people. And so what they're doing is they've got like some amazing people, like the director, the DP, and people like that. And then they intern students to work with them. So I think that's all it for today. And but anyway, it's been a blast. I'm wrapping up, as you can tell. I'm kind of ad-libbing. You can kind of read that probably, but it's been a joy being with you and just taking you on set with me today. And that's it's been a lot of fun. So that's it for Story Chat, and I want to encourage you, keep writing. We need great writers out there, so keep writing. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Story Chat. If you want to hear more, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. If you have any questions for John or feedback on the show, please email us at storychatwithjohn@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.